Weird system. So I made it to Otranto. This is the place that I'm staying in. It's pretty nice. It's a very nice kind of seaside condo. And what's cool about it is that it's got 2 bedrooms. It's a little oversized for me. It's got 1 bed, 2 beds, and this is actually a bed in here in the living room. So I got this whole place myself, and it was so cheap too. Like this in the US would have been $300 a night. One of the best parts about this condo though is the balcony. And the kitty cat. Hey, meow meow. This cat was just here when I got here. She said it belonged to somebody, I don't know, but nice kitty cat. Drying rack. Yeah. Unfortunately, my allergies started acting up again yesterday, like once I relocated to somewhere else. I'm not really sure why, because okay, I don't know why I recorded that. The whole objective of me coming down here was to get away from the allergens that were bothering me, but it seems like I'm just allergic to this whole country. And we've got AC. Oh, and it feels so cold too. It's like real AC. But yeah, priority right now is going to get something to eat, and I've got to go to the beach today because I've been sweating all weekend. I think we're supposed to have some cloudy weather this week, but today's a nice day and I'm not going to waste it. So I'm out here just doing a little bit of evening exploring in Otranto. I did go to the beach today because it was a little sunnier, but now it looks like this, which is kind of disappointing. I mean, this is not something, I didn't even know clouds existed in the Mediterranean because you never see pictures with them, but this is a neat little town. Honestly, I did a little bit of exploring today after I left the beach, and I thought that it was just this little kind of beach district, which is a lot of newer buildings that look like, you know, newer, but there is an old town, Otranto. And the old town is just as antiquated as any other town you've seen in Italy, but it's kind of surprising because I think that this seaside community has been here for this long. Yeah, a couple things that have surprised me since I've gotten here. Number one, how many tourists, really just how many people are here in this town, because it's pretty out of the way. Like, you have to go all the way to Lecce to get here, and Lecce is already kind of at the terminus of the Salento Peninsula of Apulia. Another thing surprised me is just how hilly it is here, because I pictured Apulia being a very flat region. If you look at a map of the region, it doesn't look very rugged, it looks flat. And I guess relative to the rest of Italy, it is pretty flat. I was in the Po Valley, which is very flat. And if you're in a floodplain of any sort, you're going to experience the flattest of flat land. But anywhere else, you can expect hills. And I'm walking up a hill right now. That's the Adriatic Sea, right there. And some 50 miles away or so is Albania. That way, just Albania and Greece, very close by. I had to take my shades off because I guess there's no point in having them on. Yeah, this is surprisingly very hilly. I need to make a point to come back here on Wednesday because the weather is supposed to be clear, and hopefully it's a little less windy. I'm actually very happy that there is an old town here because I was a little concerned about it being a bit soulless. So I knew nothing about this town other than that it was by the sea and it's kind of just, you know, got this crystal clear blue water. But yeah, no, I really like this place. Kind of happy that I'll be here for the next few days until I leave on Friday. I'm leaving here to go to Naples for the night. So I have decided on a date that I'm going to be leaving, and it will be this Saturday. It's Monday now, so I've got 5 days to just really 4 days. 4 days to just kind of see the rest of everything I want to see before then. I had initially marked next week to be the week that I left, but I wanted to leave things open and leave as I pleased. And given the fact that I've been all over the country at this point, I've seen everything. The last thing I wanted to do was come to a beach, and here I am, and I'll be here for the rest of the week. You know, I feel like my time here is complete. I can really say I've done Italy, and it's really all I've ever wanted, so it's not over yet. It's so blue. I've never understood, and I know why it is, but I've always been salty about the fact that other countries get water like this, and in the US, we get shit brown water. And And I know it's a Gulf Coast thing, and I know people will be like, oh, well, you're just the wrong spot of the Gulf Coast. You need to go to Destin. You need to go to, no. It don't look like this. There's no natural harbors that look like this, that are just blue, and this is all shallow water. You could swim in this entire thing. This is a giant swimming pool that God just put here because he loves Italy better than he likes America. Which right now, I don't blame him. This place is a vibe. They got some chill music going. Drinks aren't that expensive. I just watched the sunset. Unfortunately, it's gone now, but yeah, and it's not too crowded because it's Monday night, so I'll probably just hang out here for a little while. So it's midday. Unfortunately, I think this is the only sunny day I'm gonna have here in Otranto, so I'm using my midday lunch break, whatever you wanna call it, to go to the beach. Really, this is the only beach time I'm gonna get. I've been kind of going on and off this week, but this is the only like real beach time where I'm gonna just be able to sit out, lay out in the sun, do nothing in Italy the whole time I've been here, so I wanna make the most of it. Look at this water. Oh God. This water's freezing. I just took a plunge in it and I could feel my blood pressure plummet. I was trying to warm up my body temperature by just laying out in the sun, and I did that, long enough to finally feel some heat, and then I stood up and then I felt the breeze, and then you get over here by the water. Now suddenly I'm freezing. Oh, this water's so cold. I really just want to swim in it, but it's I stuck my head in it one time. I think that's all I'm good for because I'm now shaking. I don't know how people swim in water like this. So I didn't expect to be stopping for lunch because technically I already had lunch, but I'm walking past all these restaurants and I'm like, man, I really want some seafood pasta right now because I haven't had any. Well, no, it's a lie. I did have a salmon pizza when I got here, which was really good, but I want some seafood, so stopped off. I'm having lunch again, so it should be pretty good. That was by far one of the best meals I've had here in Italy so far. That was a spaghetti alla chitarra seafood pasta with clams, mussels, a little gamberetto, shellfish, and it had some other stuff in it. I think there was a little bit of, it looked like there was a little bit of crab meat in it. Yeah, just a whole spread, seafood pasta, really good. And then I had that with a tomato salad, which when they said tomato salad, I was expecting it to be more than just tomatoes, but those tomatoes, put some olive oil and pepper on it. It was pretty good. And a beer. So, anyways, I am going to head back down to the beach to see if the water has warmed up any. I doubt it has, but I just want to see. Something I want to mention that I forgot to bring up on Friday when I was in San Marino. This was really interesting though, because I met this woman. She ran a leather shop there in San Marino. She had an American accent. And so I was like, okay, she's American. You know, we were chatting about shopping stuff, and I noticed she kept using certain words over and over again. Specifically the word eventually. She kept saying eventually and eventually and eventually. See, eventually we can find you a belt, because I was shopping for a belt, and she was like, well, eventually eventually we have a bag, and what color are you looking for? Eventually, I think we have that. And I'm like, that's not how you use the word eventually. And she kept using that word over and over again. She was using it incorrectly. And I got to talking to her, and I was like, well, I knew she had an American accent, so I asked her, I was like, oh, you're American? And she's like, well, I was born in America, and I lived there till I was 10. In the US, in Michigan, and I was like, oh, yeah, I could hear the Michigan accent. And then she said she moved to Italy, or San Marino, one of the two, when she was 10 years old and had lived there ever since. And I was like, oh, that's why you talk like that. It was a very strange phenomenon of somebody sounding American, but having a very, very limited range of English vocabulary, because you were raised, like, the English that she learned was American English, but spent most of her life in Italy. So the reason she talked like a 10-year-old is because that's about all she knew for English. It's very interesting. You never think about that type of thing where somebody could, you know, somebody learns a language around a certain group of people, and they sound like they're assimilated, but they're truly not. So anyways, eventually I'm gonna keep walking on the beach. Eventually I need to go back to my apartment.